Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today is Monday. Remember that we're back with another super film support, and you can always go to superfilmsupport.com and ask your film questions. I'll make a video trying to answer to my best ability. Today we have a question from Daniel, who's asking me about 4x5 lenses for flash sync. He says, my Graphics Crown Graphic Opter 135 lens has served me well. However, its shutter does not include a PC sync port. What 4x5 lens would you recommend for flash photography portrait with a PC sync? Ideally a 150, since I plan on using a single lens for basically everything. So this is a kind of a two-part question. First of all, he's asking about a 150 lens for 4x5, which one I recommend, and I'm going to start off by that. And in the 150 millimeter lenses, I think there are really not any that are really bad in large format. So anything from Fuji, Nikon, Rod and Stock, or Schneider should be good if it's fairly modern. If you want the best of the best, you can go for some of the Rod and Stock C-claron N, which is the white ring on the outside, and you can also go for the C-claron S, which is the one I have here on the table. This is the S1, the Rod and Stock C-claron S, which is supposedly the best one with the best coatings, but these sell for almost $1,000 or sometimes around $1,000. So it's an expensive lens. As you can see the red ring. It's the way to know that it's the version. There's a couple of them that are also housed by CNR. I think they're called C-claron N or SE or something like that, but you just Google and you'll find. But any 150 is pretty good. If you look here, we have another 150, which I love and is small and pretty inexpensive. This is a 150 G-claron from, I always forget, Schneider. And it's an f9 lens. It's extremely small. As you can see, the footprint is really, really small. And it performs amazing. It covers 5x7, even shy of 8x10. I've shot some 8x10 with that. So crazy coverage. F9, very sharp, very clinical in the sharpness. So maybe you don't like that for portraits. But the 150 I had here, Rod and Stock Apo C-claron S is one of the best. I highly recommend it. But yeah, the Nikon 150s, Fuji 150s are good. Usually try avoiding the f6.5s or f6.3s. There's a couple there that are not the ones you want. Try to get a 5.6. They usually are good. Or maybe the g-claron, which is a reproduction lens, which is f9. Then, about shutters with PC syncs. The lens is not the one that carries the PC sync, it's the shutter. So when you're buying a shutter for large format, there's a couple different options, and I have 4 here on the table. We have the Prontor, which, as you can see here on the B cam, has the PC sync on the bottom here. So that's your PC sync, syncs at all speeds. Then we have a Copal, which is very common too, probably the most common, has a PC sync over here. So that should be no problem for flash photography. We have a Seiko here from Japan, which has a PC sync over here. So you could also shoot flash photography. And we have a Compor, which is also quite common and has a PC sync over here. So no matter what lens you're choosing to shoot your 4x5 150mm, get something with a modern shutter that has a PC sync. If you're looking for different Copal shutters, I'm going to give you a couple heads about the age. So the Copal shutter started off with a silver ring on the outside. That's the oldest version I know of. Then it got all black, but kept this little aperture tab white. And that's another way to see if it's old, or let's say, I'll call it version 2, is the one with a white tab. And the most modern version is the all black with a black tab like this one, which to me is what I would consider like version 3. And that's the most modern. I kind of like it. I think it probably is the one that works fine. This one's working absolutely fine. Let's do 1 second. Sounds pretty good. But yeah, I honestly think if you're going to be shooting flash photography, any modern shutter with a PC sync should do fine. They all sync at all speeds, which is incredible. I highly recommend these two that I told you. If you want to have a bigger budget, go for the C-claron S or N. N is around $300 to $400. Or go for the cheaper option, the G-claron, which is extremely sharp, extremely crisp, sometimes too much, but I love that lens, and it's very inexpensive. These lenses can be seen for like 150 bucks. So great performers, great lens, really, really small, amazing for the graphics. You can probably even fold the camera with the lens on. So yeah, that's been Super Film Support for you guys this week. Remember, you can help this show by become a Patreon and support me doing these videos, answering your guys' questions. Daniel is a Patreon, so thank you, Daniel, for your question and your support. If you guys have any questions, remember, superfilmsupport.com. See you in the next one. Bye.